tools for even formulating newer regulations and newer amendments to the legislation. Inventorization and environmental management systems is also another tool which we have applied many places. Industries have done more effectively than the civil society, but I think there are good examples on both sides. And then there are preventive environmental management related inventorizations. Friends, first understand what are the potential interventions. That's the first thing. So there is the thinking, planning, careful introspection exercise. When I'm using word green chemistry, it is not chemistry, H2O, NaCl, but it is a chemistry in real word, real sense of the word. So greener chemistry and processes, cleaner technologies, greener choices in process industry, redesigning unit operations and unit processes to achieve a particular service, recycle and reuse of wastewater, sustainable and intelligent consumption obviously should be part of this menu card, and extended producer responsibility on the part of the industrial world, and the eco industrial networking on the part of the civil society interacting with the industrial estates. And what can I tell you, integrated policy making also is a particular part of a larger journey that we would like to go in the direction of preventive environmental management. Much more theory can be discussed actually. So therefore, I'm going to very briefly, and please blame me for being very cryptic, very fast in presenting to you very short 2, 3, 4 case studies, which will give you a flavor of where I'm coming from. And I know one person is right. It's always going to be a mixed basket, and everybody will have to apply himself and herself. Therefore, I'm not peddling it that what I'm doing is the best or this is the only solution, but this is a part of the basket of solutions. That's what I'm just trying to humbly place in front of you. So I have been working for last 12 years in the Alang ship dismantling yards near Bhavnagar in the state of Gujarat. And you know that this is the way a dismantling yard looks like. And you might think that this is a big chaos and lot of things falling here, helter skelter. But exactly the reality is opposite. It is a very structured mess, my friends, and everything is recycled. And there is a height of human ingenuity and application of appropriate technology by the people in Alang. Obviously, it should not be done at the cost of environment and ecology. Therefore, all the efforts are being done. But basically, they are doing very well without even intervention and help from scientists like us. So we are just trying to show you some of the things that we are trying to put to the order, and organize the so to speak mess, and understand their innate technology and know how they are doing it for last 4 decades. And then obviously going to people, talking to the foremen, environmental personnel, managers, owners of the yards, various other stakeholders in the group, and trying to sort of codify and articulate the tacit knowledge of the sector, and can we really mix it with our understanding of systems analysis and risk assessment, and can we utilize those tools to improve the sector, has been our effort for last so many years. You will see, if you inquire deeply, you will see some of the elements of smartness which already I have articulated and placed in front of you. Case study 2 is framework for selection of appropriate wastewater treatment technologies, and obviously it is going to be comparing using multi-criteria decision making and life cycle assessment and life cycle costing like tools, and there is several directions in which one can go. It's a very evolved field. It is half mathematical, half philosophical, and what you consider important, what you don't consider important, are the things that are to be discussed in this. But basically, the point that I'm trying to make is that when we are trying to decide criteria and indicators, the success or progress has to be measured by incorporating some of the non-traditional criteria and indicators in our discussion. And that is what is the point that I'm trying to make, which is happening. And this is a fast growing field internationally as well as in our country, and enough has not been done yet, and we are simply scratching the surface so far, and far more can be done. The other issue is about the solid waste management and how to convert solid waste to energy, which has been one of the erstwhile planning commission had asked a group of experts to come up with a very clear technological assessment and policy doc, document on how to convert waste to energy, and more importantly, how to take integrated approach to, and a task force was established. By the time it was, the whole work was done, the new government came in place, and the new government take the report of this planning commission extremely seriously, and CPHO was asked to develop guidelines. And today, whatever on the basis of solid waste, the regulation as well as the CPHO guidelines which are modified now are based on this particular report. Wholeheartedly, the report was accepted by the new government, and the effort is to incorporate these sensibilities into the management of waste in smart cities and so many other programs government is initiating for better civics infrastructure management. The basic point in that was that we will try to recycle, reuse as much as we can. We'll create regional facilities, and Mr. Shroff is sitting in front of me. He was one of the very important persons who has given inputs to the, and his colleagues have provided a lot of technical support to the group, and many, the best of the best people in the business have given the inputs. And the basic idea was that we will not overdo in setting incinerator facilities or landfill facilities. Let them be regional, and we'll try to utilize the components of waste more carefully, separate them upfront, and at source segregation should be encouraged. And then, there should be a kind of umbrella activity, and that is how, it will be done in a pyramidal manner. That was basically the approach taken there. The fourth case study that I'm presenting to you is about rejuvenation of lakes and rivers using decentralized natural treatment system. Again, I am not the only person who does work in this area. Another very good set of people were working already. Dr. Vatte's institution, NIRI, uh, for so many years it is doing work in this area, and many excellent scientists in this country are already working in this area. So please don't misunderstand that what I'm telling you is the last word. It is just one case study of the approach that I believe in. Therefore, I am basically presenting it to you. As you can see that as years after years, government has done very effective work of providing drinking water to people, which obviously creates a lot of wastewater. But that wastewater treatment is not going and keeping pace with the supply of drinking water. As a result, there is bigger and bigger shortfall between the red bar and the yellow bar, and that is where I think the real issue starts. That this is, the story doesn't end here, but there is the beginning of a very bad story exactly there. That this is the activity which is contaminating all our water resources. Friends, you know better than me. Some of you probably have more experience than me. So forgive my assertive statement here, but the sweetest wastewater that we have for recycling is wastewater, which is coming from houses, which is called sewage. And to call it sweet is for a specific reason, because it contains so many elements which can be easily degraded. But one of the largest enemies in sewage is the potential pathogens which go into river water and contaminate. A small drop of water can contaminate entire bucket. By bucket, entire drum or entire storage tank can be contaminated by one drop of sewage, because our body cannot take microorganisms, pathogens in any large quantities, and therefore the single digit expectation is there for a raw water that is used as a resource for drinking water. So you obviously have a big challenge, that how to keep those pollutants out. In our country, industry, especially large industrial wastewater, up to some extent we have handled properly, but we have not yet addressed medium scale, absolutely nothing about small scale and cottage scale, and almost nothing with respect to the 5 lakh villages that we have in our country. And if you see our country, it is divided into 7,000 urban centers and 5 lakh villages. Friends, we have done nothing for 5 lakh villages. And when we are discussing and busy talking about many big things about smart cities, don't forget India lives in our villages even now. More people will migrate from villages to cities, no doubt. But don't forget today, today's brownfield reality is that there are 5 lakh villages, and there are real people staying there. They are the people who are creating food for you. You can't eat polypropylene granules made in industry and survive. You have to eat food, and therefore we have to pay attention to what is happening in our villages, and we cannot simply forget that story. So there are certain low cost solutions which are possible. which is basically mimicking nature, using nature, and it is not a creation of any individual, any human scientist, but Mother Nature has been doing it for ages, and we are simply trying to utilize that principle and apply it into the laboratory reactors, and then understanding what kind of different vegetations can be studied, and then we are trying to then take it further to a pilot plant type of situation, and where you know that the yellow frame that you are seeing, which is basically we are having a constructed wetland like this. This is the constructed wetland that we have as a pilot plant, as a research station, which we have established on IIT campus, which is taking the whole sewage. We are in the process of now taking water from Powai Lake and treat it in this, and we are also in the process of taking the septic tank outlet from our temple and priest quarters, and trying to see the technology, how the technology fares. So there are several applications, and believe me, this I'm not the first scientist who is doing it. At least 60 working large plants are there since 15 years, and in last 5 years there have been another 100, more than that. So there are quite a few. So I'm not the only person, and I'm not only believer of this, but there are many people who are better than me, are the believers of it. Only thing is that we have a time wherewithal and training to apply the complex fluid dynamics, complex kinetic understanding, the right elements of biotechnology, the right plants. So we have time to do that. We have training to do that. Therefore, we are trying to apply it. And this particular thing was applied under supervision of Professor Surya Arsiwala, who is my mentor, and Professor Arsiwala, under supervision of Arsiwala, we have implemented over the period of last 8 years. We have implemented that for rejuvenation of Mansagar Lake, which is outskirts of Jaipur city, on the way to Amer Fort. Some of you probably have already visited that place. It was a very dirty place. It was a cesspool of wastewater. It looked like this 8 years ago, and now it looks like this. So there is a sea change, and it was completely having sediment and pathogens. Today it is much cleaner, and the old archive photograph we have given to an artist. He has imagined where the photograph was put, taken from, and tripod was put now at the same spot, and a new photograph was taken, which is looking like this now. And there are 23 species of birds which are endemic in that area, and this whole thing has happened because we have done rejuvenation of the ecosystem, and uh, we have upgraded the environment of the Jaipur city. We have addressed some of the issues related to solid waste management, which are indirectly and directly related to stormwater drains, clogging of those, falling into that. One of the conclusions of Chitaya committee after math of flood in Mumbai in 2005, report was submitted on 31st March 2006, and it was accepted wholeheartedly by then Chief Minister, late Vilaswa Deshmukh, and then it was taken for implementation by MMRDA and BMC, where one of the conclusions was that solid waste was entering into stormwater drains, which was clogging pumping stations, weirs, and entire system which carries stormwater drain. So we are applying the similar effort to the Powai Lake rejuvenation. IIT Powai address is inherited from the existence of Powai Lake on our banks. So we are the Mumbai Municipal Corporation was approached us. We were earlier told that it is a property of Mumbai Municipal Corporation. Now the owners of property have been slightly now expanded. IIT Bombay is a very important stakeholder, so they are incorporating us, and we really are thankful to them. It is a flagship project of Mumbai Municipal Corporation. The work has still begun. Ink is wet. We have made the plans. Little bit of out of 11 nalas which are coming to Powai Lake, 3 have been plugged so far, and until 11 are plugged, you know that the lake will not be really clean, and Mumbai Municipal Corporation is really doing that. Friends, I am just going to close my presentation by showing you very few view graphs on how we can use theme of recycle and reuse for social engineering, and which I hope should be the overall direction for change, achieving change in smart cities. Smart cities is not making city more beautiful, but it is becoming more equitable. It will distribute justice, It will reach out the people who have been staying in slums, who do not even get 10 liters of drinking water every day in Mumbai, whereas so many other people are enjoying 400 liters of water every day. So incorporating those have an inclusive growth and development of the city should be the focus of smart city. People in yesterday's first session have said it in many ways, and I'm simply reiterating that it is not my thought. Everybody would like to achieve that through the movement of smart city. So we are talking about using the entire theme of water for achieving some kind of social engineering in positive sense. And I'm not saying social engineering that somebody is inferior and I'm going to incorporate engineering changes there. But I would like to be part of that, start change with myself, and then be partner with in the change process. So basically, we are utilizing water as a theme. Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has given us money to incorporate water technology that we have installed on IIT Bombay campus in a place called as Maswad, which is a taluka of Mand, which is the driest taluka in Satara. 7 years of drought, 3 years of very bad drought in that area. So three small village communities, wastewater is treated, and then which is provided into developing a city garden, developing a cow and goat rearing business, and a cooperative society of women will be manning these projects, will be operating these projects, and the proceeds, it's a Section 25 activity, so therefore there is no profit in this. The proceeds will be taken and you utilize for empowerment of the school girls by giving them vocational training and so on and so forth. Obviously, as a professor of IIT Bombay, you can very easily imagine